All right. Hi. Hello, everybody. I didn't get the chance to put on my lip gloss. I just realized I must have scratched myself in the face. Didn't see that. Dang. I did not tell this phone to go live, but hi. All right. Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please excuse the scratch in my face. I don't know what happened. I must have been asleep and gotten scratched in the face. So crazy and wild. And I want to shout out my haters because you guys have been a great audience. Somebody brought up my charges again yesterday. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, and thank you for watching. Give me, you got Wi-Fi and stuff. Everything is over and done with. Nobody is worried about anything of the nature. So I don't care. With that being said, I'll get up in here and let's sippity sip sip. First of all, y'all, I have been in a serious, my situation has been so crazy that I haven't even been able to go live. I haven't been able to do anything, and it effing sucks. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now. It just really sucks. It really does. But y'all, I got some stuff that I want to talk about first, and I'm gonna go with the most serious thing to me first. The serious thing for me is the Epstein files. I want to discuss that situation first. I don't want to go into too much detail because I want to do a little bit more research. But this situation with these Epstein files is really bothering me. It's really bothering me. So hold on one second. Let me make sure that you guys can hear and see me. Hi, Major Forever. What's up, Major Girl? Um, hold on. I had to get a hoe off my line. Sorry about that. He just had to get on period. Did y'all see that recipe that I posted on Teahive on the community tab? If you didn't see that recipe, go see that recipe. In this video, guys, we're going to discuss a little bit of recipes. For Premadonna, we are going to discuss the Epstein files, Nicki Minaj's house, and then we're also discussing one more subject. Golly, I always forget. Hold on. We're going to be Todd and Kandi as well. So that's what we're talking about in this particular video. I just want y'all to know that while I get my specs together, that's what the discussion is going to be about. But let me get my specs. While I get my specs together. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you guys can properly see me. I am on the Wi-Fi where I am, and this is really bad Wi-Fi. If I go blurry, I'm very disturbed. You know what I'm saying? I'm very disturbed at the Epstein redacted files. I'm very disturbed at this point at Donald Trump. I think that we know for a fact that he was there. My concern comes in at where it's okay for hi Joseph. It's okay for him to have these felonies, right? Which to me it's not really okay. And I have them. You know what I'm saying? 6'7", Joseph. I always say that. Anyway, um, but it's okay for us to have this person who committed these felonies in the White House, right? But what it's not okay for me is a pedophile to be in the White House. That we won't do. I already am on the border. What's up? What's up with it? I'm already on the border with him because someone during the January 6th attacks got killed. Someone was attacked and killed. And to me, even though he wasn't the one that done it, it felt kind of cultish. You know what I'm saying? Cult leaderish. And this is the reason why I be on the fence with Trump. And I'm so sorry about my Wi-Fi, you guys. Again, I'm so sorry. But this is the reason why I be on the fence with Trump, because I just don't know. Now, this latest thing, fighting for these files and then them being the total file being redacted. Have y'all seen the video? This is why, see, I wanted to come live to talk to y'all raw, but also this is why I like to make my edited videos, because I like to put my receipts in there and all that other stuff. And I don't have the setup to do that right now at this very moment. So I don't have an option but just to talk to you and tell you how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I do see my Wi-Fi acting up, and that is my apologies. That is my apologies. I can see it as well. Um, but it really is a horrible thing. And the fact of the matter is, we all know that Trump was there. So there's this article that just came out about that redacted file. And it basically said newly released internal emails show the FBI mounting a costly overtime fueled sprint to analyze the Epstein files as political pressure grew to release them in a project dubbed the Special Redaction Project. What? Y'all done put together an entire team to redact these files, and it's the entirety of the Epstein files. My face. He doesn't want to incriminate himself. And to me, this was a stupid thing to do. This was a all of fleeing, but everything but running from guilt. That's what this looks like. This looks like all of these people that are in these files are people that are familiar with each other, and this is them running. And guess what? I wouldn't doubt if Trump got paid to do, you know what I'm saying, a little 1-2 with the files from a bunch of internal sources, since we're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, y'all know that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump um were very good friends. And then that lady Pam Bondi, she's in charge, was in charge of overseeing this whole matter. I think that they all worked together on this to create this whole melee. But I'm very, very disturbed at that situation. We do know that so it says correspondence obtained in detail by Bloomberg's FOIA files lays out how the FBI Director Kash Patel sent 1,000 special agents to the Bureau's Central Record Complex in Westchester, Virginia, for a crash course redaction training on the Epstein Transparency Project's so-called the Special Redaction Project. Now, if Epstein was any other pervert, okay, would we be going through this issue at this point? I think that this is just very sad. Like, release the actual files and let that be it. But this is something that's going to go on and on forever and ever and ever, and it's going to be really bad. I was thinking about starting to cover it on my True Law and Crime channel, but we shall see. We shall see. Um, yeah, we shall see. All I know is it's a situation that I think if those Epstein files was to come out right now, that it would have shaken literally the entire United States. I don't think that Trump is ready to face any of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that it would be something that would have the entire United States. We would have another situation like what happened on January 6th, because he's not going to give up without a fight, and he would be catching a lot more bodies and felonies, along with whoever else follows him, because that's what would happen. Thank you, Caleb. Yes, Caleb said I'm on it. Thank you, because it's the truth. We all know that. I think that there's some dirty things, even down to his ex-wife dying under, falling down the stairs and all that stuff. We have to look at that stuff and be objective when we look at things like that. She was set to speak in the trial against him. Next thing you know, she ends up unalived from falling downstairs. These are things we have to pay attention to, these types of things. So I don't think that Trump is innocent, and I think that because of his guilt, this is another way of running. And I think that this was tacky. It was ghetto. And I think it was not okay. We need to see the files. It's another way of hiding, and it's not okay. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's move on, guys. Y'all, did y'all see Premadonna's freaking turkey? Did y'all see Premadonna's freaking stupid looking turkey? This Cajun turkey. Now, let me tell y'all why I can't be mad at Premadonna all the way for this turkey, because at least she is doing her stuff. You know, she's really doing a great job um, acquiring things wholesale. You know, you got to do real business to do stuff like that. Acquire things wholesale and cooking them or whatever she's doing with them. I really don't even think she's doing that. I think she just bought these turkeys wholesale, called them Cajun turkeys, made a label and slapped them onto the turkey, y'all. And do you know how much she says she's selling these turkeys for? I don't know what made her say this. I would be surprised if she even sold one. This lady here, because I'm tired of Premadonna and her BS. Okay, Premadonna doing too much. This lady is talking about selling this turkey for $750. Now, not only that, 7 minutes before I got online, she jumped on X, okay? And in her X post, she literally put together a half a pound of shrimp, not even jumbo shrimp, regular little shrimp, one slice of salmon, and then some cut up sausage, like a half of a cut up sausage, and like one little, like four little, the snow crab legs, like little stuff, right? She put them together with some butter, with some whipped butter and like a little cream, and then she spread it out, and she's like, "Yeah, this is what y'all getting for $450." Bitch, what? Prima Donna, if you don't stop playing with me, let me tell y'all something. She literally got dragged. When I tell y'all she got dragged so bad online, it was the worst dragging that I've seen in a very long time. Prima Donna has lost her effing mind. And I honestly don't even think she cooked. I'm actually worried just in case she did actually cook this turkey. And I'm actually worried that she didn't even cook this turkey and it came out the machine and then she slapped a label on it and then called it hers. And then got her name spread wide across it like Prima Donna. Like, go sit your freaky ass down, Prima Donna. We don't have time for all of that. Like, what is go if she don't go sit her ass down? I'm glad that you're a black woman doing business. That's beautiful. But sometimes people take shits too far. Prima Donna, what the hell is this? I wish I would spend $750. Did you just hear how many people didn't get food stamps? I don't think there's any rich people like that just watching Prima Donna like, yeah, I'm just gonna get one of these Cajun turkeys right quick. The what you call them? The reality stars ain't even finna be buying no $750 turkey. I want to know if I really want to know, who is your audience that you're selling this to? Is it 50 Cent? Is it Eminem? Who is it? Because I'm not buying that. And then what she put together for $450 was very disappointing. But I'm going to do a comment section segment on it later. Did y'all see when I uploaded my video called The Comment Section? Y'all know I'm trying to get back in my mojo. It's kind of hard for me because I've been working and whatnot. So it's been a little bit hard, because I got to get my money on while I'm getting my content on. So it's been a lot. But did y'all see it? If you haven't seen it, I want you guys to go and I want you guys to look at the video called The Comment Section on my video uploads. I uploaded 2 videos yesterday. They didn't really get that many views, but just know that I'm uploading. It's like a boot into me uploading, right? Because on this channel, I would often just be live. I would go live and just talk about my life. I just started uploading videos on this channel, so just make sure y'all go holler at my uploads, okay? So you can know what the fees is going on the go on, okay? Let's move past Prima Donna. F her. Todd and Kandi. What a reunion gone wrong. Mama Joyce told your ass. Mama Joyce told her ass. Okay? I'm sorry to say it like that. And I know Mama Joyce, it's crazy because my oldest sister was just saying online yesterday. My oldest sister on my mama's side, because y'all know I have two different sides. My oldest sister on my mother's side was just saying, She wanted them to stay together and at least prove Mama Joyce wrong. And I was like, I made a comment, and I'm like, because we were talking together online on IG or whatever. And I commented underneath her comment, and I was like, I know that her mother is taking great joy in this. And it's really sad because these parents be having mental issues, and you just you know what I'm saying, that they have little things about them um, that that they would, in a sense, what I'm saying is like, you just know she would like to see them breaking up. You know what I'm saying? You know that she would like to see them not together. You just know that she has this giddiness, like, I told you, I really feel bad for Kandi. I, you know, they people have been running their videos back, okay? But if you really look at that footage and based on what Kandi had to say yesterday, like, I'm watching old footage of Todd literally telling Kandi that he wants half of her money. I'm watching videos of Todd literally telling Kandi that he's literally at this point fighting her verbally to give him half of her empire, half of her money. And she's like, okay, it shouldn't be like that. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should, as a man, you shouldn't want anything from me. Go take care of your business and handle your business. And he's like, hey, Spicy. Thank goodness. I'm like, where's my people at? I got a bunch of major came on here, but other than that, yes, Troll City. Troll City. Um, but he's literally, so he's debating with her, and he's like, well, I should get half of this and that because we were in it together. And she's like, well, you can get half of what we made while we together, but you shouldn't even want no money from me. What's up, Beauty Within? You know what I'm saying? Spicy Kind Beauty Within. Imagine a Negro, okay, asking you for half of your empire, half of your empire, half of everything that you've ever made. He wants it because he was married to you. What? Now that sounds extremely insane. Extremely insane. The devil is alive. Right, right. Hold on, y'all. No, bro. Because at the end of the day, Todd came into this relationship broke. He was the help. He was working for Kandi, working for the show. He had a little job, you know what I mean, and he was doing his stuff. But for Todd to, he gave Kandi a few ideas on some things that they did together on some projects. He gave her some ideas, and she fronted the money to make sure those ideas came together, and then they profited, together. Whatever they made 50-50. She obviously was hooking him up, giving him money, giving him ways to, get a job. Since, see, here's the thing people don't understand. The house husbands, the real house husbands of Atlanta, of any franchise, they are not paid. They do not get paid. Their wives, it's like 90 Day Fiance. Their wives literally have to sever the checks in half and give them half if that's what they want to do. The husbands don't get paid. They're just friends of the show. And that's how they control the amount of money going out. If you're not on a cast, you don't get paid, and you are a friend of the show. If you're not willing to have friends of the show to film, then get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day. And that's why when you see people and their husbands stop wanting to film and all that stuff, it'd be like, oh, well, she has nothing to offer. We're paying her so that she can supply these things, these storylines, and these people around her, and be, you know what I mean? That's what she's supposed to supply as the reality star. We want to see her reality. What people don't understand is when Todd got married to Kandi, he lost his job with Bravo. He broke the fourth wall. He broke the fourth wall bad. He broke it with his peen. That's really bad. He did something unethical at work. You know what I'm saying? You went beyond your calls of duty at your job. And this is a professional network. This is Bravo. This is a big syndicated network. You know what I'm saying? So when Todd did that, he lost his job. He had no option but to get in front of the camera. That was already a lick for him. So that's why when that girl, Yvonne, remember her? And she said, this is Kandi is a lick for Todd. At that point, Todd didn't even have a choice because he lost his job. So this whole relationship started out with Kandi providing revenue for him and revenue avenues for him because she was the reason why he had to step away from his job. And so it could, part of that could have been guilt, why Kandi decided that she needed to provide these work opportunities instead of, you know what I'm saying? Part of it could be enabling. I just want my husband at home with me, up under me, doing me all day, every day. This is what we doing. Part of it could, you know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of different things, or it could be them all together. You know, I don't want my man looking crazy like he broke, so let me put some money in his pocket so they know he doing something. Let me put his name on everything so he feels included. So that they know that my man is, you know, it's all of that stuff. It's all of that type of stuff, is why Todd feels entitled as hell, because he feels entitled to this woman's money. Okay. And I think, all right, CEO boss lady, what's happening? I think that Todd realizes that even though he can't get along with Kandi, because what he wants to do is he wants to maintain his manhood. If you listen to the clip with him and Kandi, and I'm gonna get it and play it, and like I said, that's the issue with me going live, is that I don't get to do my receipts, so that's why I like to upload videos. But so Todd told Kandi, he was like, what did he say? Hi. Damn, I'm gonna go get that video. I want to remember exactly what he said. I don't want to put words in his mouth, because what I want to do with this situation is just make sure that that I'm quoting them correctly, right? So like where Todd said I should be able to have half of the money if we were married and we're getting divorced, and Kandi said you can have half of the money that we made in the time that we were together, but for you to want all my things is like, it's not okay. I wouldn't want to misquote that. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is Todd blatantly told Kandi that he wanted money from her up on this divorce. And I feel so bad for Kandi. Y'all know the reason why Kandi stepped away from the Real Housewives this last season had nothing to do with Portia coming back, had nothing to do with Phaedra coming back. It had nothing to do with any of that. It had to do with the fact that she and Todd were not filmable. Period. They have not been in a good spot for a long time. Beauty Within said, I bet Todd stacked that money up. I'm sure he's been preparing for this. I feel like Todd has the type of personality, to me, okay, where I'm more than positive that he was stashing money away while he was with Kandi. I'm more than positive Kandi missed a $5 here and a $10 there, and a baby let me get the credit card and transfer $100 here. And oh, I needed 5,000 more for this project, but really 1,000 went into his own bank account. And hey man, can you print me up a receipt? You know what I'm saying? I'm finna put this in my account. My wife, I don't want my wife knowing about it. Type of, oh, I know he did some finagling. Oh, I know he did some finagling. That's Kandi Burruss. And he's very lucky he got a chance to even raise her. For real. I feel bad for Kandi. Interview that she did. Her tone was very, like, she seemed like she was just in so many, like she was holding back tears. And then they just start falling down her face. And I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her, because Kandi fought for Todd. Kandi fought tooth and nail. Everybody around her told her that Todd was bad business. The same way y'all talk to me about Bruce is the same way that everybody talked to her about Todd. He's money hungry. is opportunity hungry. And unfortunately, I didn't want to believe it. And of course, I rode with Kandi and Todd. And I'm like, why wouldn't I ride with Kandi and Todd? But now that they're divorcing and he's doing her like some foreigner would do, one of these rich white men out here. You know what I'm saying? I totally understand where Mama Joyce was coming from. An opportunist and he wants her money. Why are you asking for half of her money from shit that she did when y'all wasn't even together? Help me understand. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you too. Okay, get back on your grind, girl. Absolutely. Yes, girl. Bruce is a whole different story. That is so over and done with, girl. Like, he- hell no. Somebody threatened me over him yesterday. Talking about she gonna beat my ass just yesterday behind Bruce. And mind you, anyway, I'm with someone else. That's just it. I'm not with Bruce. I'm with P. So, in case y'all need to know, I'm not with Bruce. Period. But with that being said, are you sure you're over Bruce? Yeah, I'm over Bruce. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't want to lie. I'm in a different relationship. I'm not with Bruce. I am with someone else. I'm actively in another relationship. The thing about Bruce is that he's been my friend for 27 years. That's why breakups are so hard. That's the reason why I feel bad for Todd and Kandi, because it's like I'm actively going through what Kandi is going through, and we have similar chins. See, our chins match. So what I'm saying is, she's my chin sister. She's my breakup sister. We going through some parallel stuff right now. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. You think my boyfriend is an AI boyfriend? That's crazy. Let me see if baby will answer the phone. You think my boyfriend is an AI boyfriend? That's crazy. Let's see. Hopefully he pick up. I think that's what they'll say. Okay, he's not picking up anyway. Oh wait.
Hello?
Bae,
Hey,
are you an AI boyfriend?
what do you mean?
Somebody online just said you was an AI ass boyfriend.
What you mean somebody online?
So I'm live on my T Brew channel.
Okay.
But I just wanted to show them ain't no AIs around here. I'll call you back, love.
Okay.
All right, babe. Bye. Okay, anyway, so yeah, there's no AI boyfriends around here. Okay, if anybody is AI, it was Todd's work effort. Work ethic. That's what the hell was AI. Did Todd ever really do anything? Did Todd ever really do anything though? This Negro would swear up and down he built restaurants and was cleaning and was, man, that restaurant. Let me tell you something. I went to Old Lady Gaines. And yes, Todd did give her the idea for Old Lady Gaines. Okay. Yes, he did. Which was a good idea. But you know what it did? It put her family in a tizzy. It put her family, it turned her family against her and themselves. It caused friction in her family. You know what I'm saying? And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, that was really the first sign for me that something was going, something that, like, just watch them, because you just have to watch people that just chaos just surrounds them, right? For instance, Bruce being around me yesterday, and this woman ends up calling him, and this, that, and the other, because I wanted to. Let me block you. Let me block you. Let me block you. Bye. Anyway, so, you know, there are things that Todd could have done differently that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Todd ever really put any work effort into any of the projects that him and Kandi. I feel like he was riding her coattail on those projects and through those projects. He was riding her coattails through those projects. That's what he was doing. Here's what Kandi said that had me feeling real bad. I don't know where they are. The little papers. I don't know. But hold on one second, y'all. Let me get my life back together, because yeah, I was entertaining something, thought it would be fun, and it went left. So it's okay. But I don't feel like there was a time that Todd ever really did anything on his own. It all was off Kandi's back. It all was off Kandi's money. It all had to do with Kandi and Todd. It was always Kandi and Todd, because Todd came up with the idea, and cool. So like I was saying, old lady gang, that caused friction in Kandi's. You know what I mean? But people started getting killed in old lady gang. Bills got behind, tax liens and all that stuff on their restaurant Blaze. I mean, shit just went wrong, because at the end of the day, you're not handling a business the way you say you're handling it. I'm going to tell you guys this, what happened to me. I'm in Atlanta. I'm driving down, I think I was on Peter Street. I don't know. I end up seeing old lady gangs, and I stopped in there. And that's when I was at this weird ass lady house that I should have never been over. That was at the time when I first started blogging, and my fans would invite me over and I would go over their house. Stupid. Like, just didn't know what I was doing. Um, but so I was at one of my fans' house, spending the night or whatever, and I happened to stop by Old Lady Gang because I saw Old Lady Gang. Whatever. I go in there and I order grits, shrimp and grits, and some ribs. The baby backs that they have. I got my shrimp and grits. I never got my ribs. When I tell y'all I was so furious, I couldn't even go back in there. But who was in there was Tierra Marie. I ended up meeting Tierra Marie in there, and I ended up taking a picture with her. She was hella cool. They ended up calling her to the back or whatever. But and I was grieving at the time over my baby daddy, so it was cool meeting her in there. But when you walk around Atlanta, you just naturally, or I don't know, I just naturally, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the magnetism on me. But in LA, Atlanta, I can be anywhere and a celebrity will walk up. I done met Ricky Smiley like that. I've met so many different celebrities like that. I was coming from Dear Yvette house, and it was me and Nani met a man that was just on Ready to Love in that airport. Like, it just happens to me like that. So Tierra Marie was in there, and it was cool. So I'm like, all right, bet. So anyway, we was able to take pictures, whatever, but I was really upset about my ribs. And then on top of that, that was during the same time that I had bought that shirt out of Rashida Ali's store, pressed. The fucking shirt fell apart in this lady house, and this lady got to acting a fool. Oh, it's sequin all over the place. Oh my God. All this shit. Mind you, I done paid $110 for this raggedy, cheap shirt, and it's falling apart everywhere. Girl, I was so damn mad, I didn't know what to do. I was so damn mad, I didn't know what to do. I ended up leaving that lady house that night and getting a hotel room for $900 on an accident. Literally. Damn Atlanta, I ain't need to be in that nice of a hotel, I'm fine with the mo. I'm just keeping it real. I've adapted. Sales, motels, nigga, put me in there. Kick me through there. Take me through there. Anyway, but all jokes aside, that shit was crazy. With that being said, because I went on a rant. Clock the rant. My bad. Clock the rant. My bad, y'all. I don't feel like Todd pulled his weight in that relationship enough to be sitting up there asking her to take her money. I didn't like to see her crying on this last thing. And mind you, on top of them going through all that they're going through, I mean, with the divorce and stuff, they still have tax liens. They're still in a battle, a legal battle with the restaurant owners, the property owners of the restaurant Blaze. They're in a huge legal battle with them and the investors. So to do this in the middle of that is just crazy. Todd has his business practices has put Kandi at a lot of risk, way more risk than she was taking doing records with Kim Zolciak. Like, he put her at risk because if you don't do restaurants right, people can get sick. Customers kill people and kill the damn register people. People can steal from you internally. So many things can happen. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she took that risk for him because he was her man. It was the wrong move.
It is good to see you in good spirits with so much going on. I'm sorry about you and Todd. Okay, so yeah, I've been going through it. Life has been lifing me. Okay, I filed for divorce on Friday, and yeah, right now it's a pretty crazy time. Anyway, Ali says, "Will you do a speak on it about?" Yeah, I will. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, eventually. And me being the Taurus that I am, I like to keep those moments to myself. When I was on Housewives, I really couldn't keep moments to myself when I got upset, so y'all would catch me crying. But in real life, I don't really like for those moments to be shared with the world.
So,
Yes, I filed.
y'all heard her say that she doesn't like those moments to be shared with the world. So, that's the reason why she quit that season of
To
The
myself when I
Housewives.
got upset, so y'all would catch me crying.
Hold
But in
on.
real life, I don't really like for those moments to be shared with the world. I am up and down. And to be clear, yes, I filed Friday, but this is something that has been brewing for a while. So all the times you be seeing me online like, all of that means nothing. I've been going through it, child.
Oh.
We'll talk about more of that later. I don't want to be sad right now.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear her? She said every time y'all that we saw her online, you have to use my card. She said every time that we saw her online smiling and like, hey, she said it means nothing because she's been going through it. Oh my gosh. I think that was the realest because Kandi be keeping it real. Like Kandi gives us realism. She gives us real moments of motherhood, of, struggle and, with her daughter and her baby daddy, with Riley and her baby daddy. She gives us those real moments. She gives us her tears when she get mad. She gives us our drag a bitch when she get angry. Tears of sadness behind her brother. Kandi has been giving us her real life for years. I don't feel any type of way about her stepping back with being in the face of putting her business right on front street, not for her to story tell it, right? Like y'all see me, I could go live all the time. But instead I sit here and I tell y'all the story. She's not storytelling. We are seeing this in real time, these women go through this stuff. So it's different when you have to do that in front of the world. And then you give Todd, that would have given Todd a platform to drag her. And because she's a businesswoman, I think that she made the best move for her career, which is, first of all, I have enough money. I don't need to do this next season of the show because y'all know they was paying her upwards of $1 million for that for the season. Okay, so I think for her, it was like, I have enough money. I don't need to do this season of the show. And I am smart enough of a businesswoman to know that I do not want to give this man a voice to drag the hell out of me. Okay, because I want to be in front of these cameras. And because the husbands don't get paid, they are not cast. It is the women that are cast. She called it quits. And I think she did the best thing for her career. I think she only stayed on so long for Todd, if I'm being real. I think she been not wanting to do Housewives no more. Since the whole Phaedra and Kandi thing, that was a big blow to her brand. You know what I'm saying? And she was still doing her band stuff with Escape. And she was having to go back and forth between doing the show with Escape and also being on the Housewives. She was tired. We did see that. It's time for Kandi to take a few seasons. She can take a season or two off and handle her personal life. Unlike damn Kenya, who let Mark drag the f out of her. Okay? For no good reason. For no good reason. Speaking of Kenya, have y'all seen that Brittany Edie stuff? Ooh, y'all, I got so much stuff that I want to cover on. It got to be on edited video. I'm going to have to premiere it because I got to get these receipts. Y'all, I got to tell y'all. I got to tell. I got to tell you my thoughts about it. Hey, George, I'm good. Hey, Melissa, did I say hi to you? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Good morning, and I'm good. I'm blessed. Um, Highly favored. That I know. Even when the devil tries to break me down, good God above. Ha ha! Yeah. The good Lord above holds me in his hand. Look how much our chins look alike, George. Look, I got a chin just like Kandi. Mine a little fatter because I'm fat, but yeah. Hey, hey, Kandi girl, Kandi girl, hey, I'm a girl. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we look a little, you know what I'm saying? I got a little candy chin going on. I take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be rocking a can. At least it's Natalie Nunn. He just still can't chin check me. At least it's not that. Even if my name was Natalie Nunn. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, y'all, it's about time we get to that. Nicki! Mommy, is that you? I said, Nick, yeah. I gotta open the door for my child, y'all. I'm so sorry. That's ghetto. Now, you're not supposed to just get up and go start opening doors in the middle of live videos. That's sure. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Get in here.
I said I'll come back in 2 minutes. It's okay. I spent 16
Okay, perfect. What did you get?
for a birria taco.
Well, you should have got two and got us a vegan tamale. Anyway, it's all right. Don't worry about it. $16 is a lot of money though. But anyway, y'all, if y'all can afford to cash at me $5, $1, $2, please cash at me.
Guys,
Okay? Please. Okay?
fund my lashes, please.
No, not fund your lashes. You need food. Go sit your butt down and stay up out of my videos. Sorry, y'all. I'm not even on that channel. I'm on a whole different channel, and I don't want that in my background anymore. We're not doing that. Sorry about that. If you guys can afford to cash at me, it is at $ TOXOTEA. I'm sorry, TOXO Diamond or TOXS Diamond. Okay? So if you can afford to cash at me, please do. I don't give a damn if it's 50 cents. Cash at me because YouTube. Okay. I got Snap. I can send it. Oh, absolutely. Please do. Okay. Listen. Hit me in my DM. Truh Diamond on IG Spicy so we could talk. Oh, you on my Facebook. Yes, please. Let's do that because, baby, find these rappers. They wrote these other yesterday. But yeah, so anyway, Nicki Minaj's situation. Oh boy. Oh boy, Nicki. Oh boy, Nicki. Shout out to Kandi and Todd though, because they did go out yesterday for their daughter's birthday, or the day before, I believe it was. Could have been yesterday though. Days been running to each other a little bit. To celebrate Blaze's birthday, and they did their parental thing. So at least they'll still be able to co-parent, which is really the biggest deal here. At the end of the day, you know, that's really the biggest deal. So Nicki Minaj is in some hot, nasty old water. Sorry, y'all, because I don't know how that look when I look to the side. I'm talking about nasty old water. Okay, Nicki Minaj is in hot water. Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, another situation of a man coming into a woman's life who's nice and productive and corrupting and causing destruction and chaos. Okay? It's a bad situation. Rolling Stone was like, the judge plans to force the sale of Nicki Minaj's $20 million mansion to pay the security guard judgment, okay? Basically, Nicki Minaj and her husband refused to acknowledge that they owe this man money. I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna summarize it first before I read it, because it's really not. I hate when articles don't write their articles, when websites don't write their articles casually and it just sound like a whole bunch of gibberish. But so basically, there was a security guard. Nicki Minaj was at a club. A female security guard And this was in Hidden Hills, a Hidden Hills mansion, actually. Um, I'm sorry. Her house is a Hidden Hills mansion. She was at a club, and a female officer stepped in her face. And so Nicki Minaj started getting brolic with the female officer, right? Or security guard, excuse me. So the male security guard came up and was like, hey, like, don't do that. You could ruin her career. Like, just keep it cool. And Nicki Minaj was like, what, motherfucker? And took her shoe off and threw it at him. Now, we all know that her and and Rashida Ali, um, and some of these other women, they will take their shoe off in public in front of a million cameras and throw them. And so I think it was something that was like, she just felt like at that moment her adrenaline was rushing, and so she just threw the shoe at the security guard, right? Now, she didn't hit him. Later on, Kenneth Petty comes back, okay, Nicki's husband, and he like, hey, nigga, you disrespecting my wife. And he's like, no, I'm just trying to be professional. And he just snuck him. Bow, took his jaw off, okay? And this man has had to have multiple surgeries over and over again. Stay off of work and all kinds of stuff. So this is what the article say. A Los Angeles judge said today that she's on the brink of ordering the sale of Nicki Minaj's $20 million Hidden Hills mansion, so a security guard can collect his $500,000 default he won after suing the Barbie World actor and her husband over his alleged backstage attack at a concert in Germany. My tentative is to grant this, the judge said, but let me tell you why she didn't just grant it in lamest terms before I read this again, Lord. Okay, the reason why she didn't just grant it is because it's like, well, if I just grant this judgment, is she gonna be able to pay her bills, still live her type of lifestyle, and then is it gonna cover the judgment as well as whatever attorney fees and stuff like that? Like if this house was worth $200,000 and the default judgment was $500,000, the judge would be wrong as hell for making that person sell their home because it can't even cover the judgment. The fact of the matter is, the judge professionally was like, you know what? I think that I should do that. And they have to do due diligence, right? It's not like she could just be like, well, I know she could pay for it because I know the house worth. You can't do that. You got to make that shit look right on paper. So the judge was like, well, I just want to make sure we're getting it right. That's a quote. And she basically was saying that, she said, let's say there's no bidder on the house for the full 20 million, and then it goes up for auction and they don't get fair market value and it doesn't cover everything. That's true too. Like, what if she do go and sell her house and don't nobody want that damn house that pedophile was living in? Damn, Kenneth Petty. Now, what if people are thinking like that, right? Because when it comes to that situation, it's wonky for some people. What if some people were thinking like that, and she only sells the house for $200,000, and now all of a sudden you done made this woman sell a $20 million house for and then she didn't even get full market value because she had to sell it within a certain amount of time to pay this judgment. So I think the judge was very smart when she said that. Now, Paul Sasso, the lawyer for the security guard, was like, we know that her ability to pay him is, there's no reason for her not to. She's not paying it because she doesn't want to. It's $500,000. Nicki Minaj is a millionaire. She can put out a record right now, make 4 times that amount in the next week, and then send it to him. Literally. He said, as I understand it, the only piece missing is the bank statements. Everything else looks good. So there's a follow-up hearing on January 22nd, 2026 to receive the pending paperwork and enter the ruling. So they now want Nicki Minaj's bank statements. And then they're going to rule on whether or not she is to sell her home or not. So we're looking at around January that either she's going to have to move or you're going to have to give up that dough. I'm sorry, Kenneth. We're going to have to take a little bit of money out of your pocket from your sugar mama, Nicki Minaj, because you decided to sock somebody in the jaw and break their face because they were doing their job at a show, at a club, at a concert, in a arena. Like, that's crazy. It gets to a point where it's like, where's the professionalism from you? That's crazy as hell. I done seen Nicki Minaj go through all kind of stuff since this man came out of jail, out of prison. Like, what? Like, girl. Anyway, so he filed that plaintiff, his name is Thomas Weidenmuller. He filed that paperwork last month. So he's been trying to enforce this judgment for at least a month. He's looking at potential. He says that there are 7 streams. Excuse me. His lawyer says that they were looking at potential garnishes. They were looking at ways to garnish Nicki Minaj's money. And out of 7 potential garnishing streams, or garnishees is what they call them, none of them that Nicki Minaj provided herself, okay? None of them have any accounts payable to Minaj or otherwise have failed to respond at all. That is a quote. That's crazy. That's crazy work. So, Nicki Minaj, you done provided these people with fraud information for this court to get this judgment from you? That's so like, I would have never thought. Not in your 40s, babe. All right, so the 8-bedroom luxury home has a $13 million mortgage lien, and Minaj is the sole owner. So I'm sorry, at 13,000. I'm so sorry, y'all. Mortgage lien, and she's the sole owner. She owns this home by herself. So she is entitled to a $722,000 homestead exemption, $722,151 to be exact. And that's according to Rolling Stone. The house was recently appraised, because that's part of this process, and it was appraised for $20 million. The sale would yield them at least $6 million in funds once the liens and the exception are paid, it was estimated. So they're already breaking down the cost of her house, what the coverage is going to be for the judgment, the lien that she has on it, which is almost $14,000 or 13.5. The attorney said there is no doubt that the sale of the dwelling would satisfy the entire judgment with millions to spare. Although it is regrettable that the extraordinary measure of forcing the sale of Minaj's dwelling is required, the result is entirely the product of her intransigence, in not making a payment. There is little doubt that she's highly capable of making this judgment in full, and yet she's refused to do so despite multiple written requests for payment and levies served upon several of her suspected creditors. So these suspected creditors and grantees apparently don't even have accounts with her, they're saying. I don't know if she paid them to say that. I don't know. But if I was her, I mean, this man sued them in January 2022. If I was Nicki Minaj, I would be ready for that to be over. I would be ready to be so done so quick. Get me up out of there. What? That is crazy. I would definitely pay this man this $500. Just look at Shannon Sharp. Just look at Shannon Sharp. Oh my God. This is what happens when you want stuff to disappear. You make it disappear. Shannon Sharp paid that judgment because he knew what he did. He knew that he went up inside that girl's back hole and had no consent to do so. And so he paid her that $50 million. At first it was $10 million or something he tried to offer. She didn't take it. So he ended up paying her more millions after he tried to embarrass her on social media, and him and his lawyer went absolutely crazy. Shannon said, hell, I'm finna stop doing this and get back on my grind. And that's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. What Nicki is doing is tacky. But let me tell y'all something. She ain't paid near a piece of attention to this lawsuit. She's never showed up to court. She's never responded to any subpoenas or servings or anything. Nicki Minaj has never given this lawsuit the attention that it deserves. And she got that $500,000 judgment. Now, at this point, they're talking about moving you out, sis. Not just moving you out, but like breaking down the price on her house for how much it can be sold, what it's going to cover. That's crazy work. I wouldn't want that in the media if I was her. I'll be so ready to get the hell rid of this man. Get your ass. Listen, and I would talk about him like a dog. Get your cheap, you know what I'm saying? Hungry. I would just do that, whatever. But she needs to go ahead and give this money. She needs to give this money to this man. So, according to his testimony, he said she, Nicki Minaj, became visibly frustrated and blamed a female guard for allowing a fan to breach the barricade and climb on the stage with her. Nicki allegedly started berating the female security guard while recording the exchange on a cell phone. And then that's when the male security guard just stepped in and he said, "Don't do that. You can ruin her image. You can get her fired." And in a response, Nicki Minaj got annoyed and threw a shoe at Mueller, but she missed. Mueller claims that Petty later accused him of disrespecting Nicki Minaj and then punched him in the face, leaving him stunned and disoriented. He said, "I felt a blinding pain in my head, neck, and jaw. I could tell in that instant that something was seriously wrong with my jaw, and that he underwent surgery and ended up staying in the hospital for 10 days." I'm sorry, but Kenneth Petty must have them paused. If you just made somebody stay in the hospital for 10 days, then you must have them paused. Because what is happening? That's totally inappropriate. That's totally inappropriate. He said, "I now have 5 plates in my jaw, and my jaw has not been fully reconstructed. The doctors have to insert implants into my jaw as a part of the reconstruction process." Girl, get this man his money. Like what? In the interim, the doctors have inserted donor bones from a deceased person into my mouth in order to preserve space for the future implants. Ew, y'all. Mueller is asking for $21,000 to cover medical bills, $700,000 for his ongoing surgeries and emotional pain and suffering. The judge trimmed that down to $503,318, and she awarded him that under a judgment because Nicki Minaj and Petty never responded to this lawsuit. They've mailed copies and sent the process server over to their gate in Calabasas, California, but they've never been able to make contact. They eventually published the summons in a newspaper, which a representative for Nicki and Petty said, obviously, that they didn't see it, whatever. Meanwhile, this is bringing up that Kenneth Petty is still battling with that young lady that he allegedly sexually assaulted when they were kids. Horrible. Just horrible. Just absolutely horrible. Y'all, I don't know what I did to myself in my sleep, but I apparently have scratched my face up. So I have one here and then I have one here, and there's something down here that's hurting. I don't know how I did that, but let me go take care of myself. I'll talk to y'all in a minute. Peace.